Hi everyone, my name is Patrick Laporte. I'm the Senior Director for Portfolio and Solutions Marketing here at Aruba. And I'm excited to be able to talk to you today about Aruba ESP and how you can use Aruba ESP to drive new business for you and grow your business with your customers. Now, I'm also excited to talk to you about the fact that we're on a new era. We're on the edge of a new era. It's a software-driven era. Within the next 2 years, over 50% of all data is going to be generated outside the cloud or data center. And it's going to be generated by over 55 billion IoT devices connected worldwide. Now, at the same time, we're also facing a global pandemic. And this is creating tremendous challenges for all of us, for Aruba, for you and your customers. But it's going to be data that's going to help all of us to get through these global economic and resource challenges. And so this data-driven era is being driven by a new generation of applications and compute that work in concert with the cloud, but they operate at the edge. And they're designed to convert all this data in real time into new business outcomes. Now at Aruba, we call this the intelligent edge. And your customers are using this data to drive these new outcomes, to create new experiences, as well as drive new efficiencies. On the experiences side, they're using this data to drive greater customer loyalty programs or acquire new customers. They're also using this data to create new products and new services, all of it having a benefit in driving new revenue streams. But on the back end, they're also using this data to drive greater efficiencies. Think about IoT devices that are embedded in manufacturing equipment to drive greater efficiencies, to make sure that that equipment operates seamlessly, it doesn't break down, and it asks for service when it needs. But more importantly, and more relevant to the challenges that we're all dealing with today, this data can also be used by embedding sensors inside employee devices or employee security badges, and be able to use this information with these customized applications to help your businesses, your customers' businesses, deal with workplace social distancing challenges. These are all part of the new normal as we emerge out of this global pandemic and offer technology and data to help your customers meet these challenges. Now, as I said, at Aruba, we call this the intelligent edge. But in order to harness the intelligent edge, your customers are dealing with 4 primary challenges. The first is that, the first is that they tend to operate in silos. Now, typically, you'll have network teams that manage the WAN and manage the data center, manage the campus, maybe even Wi-Fi. But when you have all these different operational silos, that creates barriers to agility. Because if an issue comes up, each team has to communicate across those silos in order to get that issue resolved. And that's going to create a challenge for your customers who are trying to move forward and move faster. In addition to that, research has shown that between 60 and 70% of network operations today are still manual. And 2% of those times, those manual operations result in downtime. The network has to be able to be much more automated if your customers are going to be able to achieve the goals they seek in this new era. But in dealing with all these IoT devices, that's creating tremendous security challenges for your customers. Because now, with the proliferation of these IoT devices, new attack surfaces are emerging, and that's eroding the traditional security perimeter. Lastly, and probably most currently, is that all of us are facing tremendous resource and economic headwinds. And these are presenting challenges for your customers as they deal with the business continuity challenges. How do I make more with what I have to deal with the economic pressures? But also, if I want to move forward, if I want to move to recovery, or if I want to take advantage of new business initiatives, how do I deal with all my staff who are currently forced to work from home? So if you think about these 4 challenges, these are what your customers are facing, and the network is the critical component that leads to all of these. But the thing is that the network today is still bound by human scale. And what I mean by that is it takes a human to identify an issue, to troubleshoot an issue, to resolve an issue. And humans, we tend to want to take vacations or maybe call in sick, or at least, maybe want to take the day off. And so when the humans are involved in managing and maintaining your network, that creates that additional challenge for your customers as they try and harness the power of the edge. So networks need to do more. Networks could do more, and they should do more. Networks should be able to self-heal, to self-optimize, even self-secure. A lot of times we refer to it as self-driving. And so that's where Aruba ESP comes in, Aruba Edge Services Platform. Because Aruba ESP has a sixth sense. It allows the network to see beyond the horizon, to resolve issues for your customers before they complain. Now, the Edge Services Platform architecture looks something like this, and it's comprised of three main layers. At the bottom layer, you have your infrastructure. These are the physical devices that we sell to our customers all day long. There's Wi-Fi, there's wired and switches, there's SD-WAN gateways, there's 5G devices, the mobile devices that our users use, as well as IoT devices. So this is the physical layer that creates all the physical connectivity to allow bits and bytes to move from point A to point B. Above that is the software-defined policy layer. So this is where Aruba's security policies live. Things like dynamic segmentation and ClearPass Policy Manager and ClearPass Device Insight. At the top layer is where you get the most value, where you deliver the most value for your customers and they get the most value out of your service. And this is where things like network management and locationing and orchestration and provisioning, this is where the bulk of your team will deal with the operations of this platform. Now, the interface that we provide to do all of this is called Aruba Central, and it runs on the Edge Services Platform. And both the platform as well as Aruba Central are a cloud-native, microservices-based platform that allows the scalability, resiliency, and agility that you need, that you can rely on to drive your business forward. But let's get into kind of four key values of the Aruba ESP platform. From a technology standpoint, it's Aruba AI Ops, unified infrastructure, as well as zero trust security. And wrapping all that is our flexible financing and consumption models. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time to talk about each one of these so that you can understand the value they play in helping you to drive your business and serve your customers. So let's first talk about AI Ops. But before we talk about AI Ops, I have to talk a little bit about AI, or artificial intelligence. Now, everybody talks about AI, but not everybody does AI the same way. There's a lot of people out there that talk about doing AI, saying that they do AI, but really they're using data analytics to give you a best case recommendation on what might be the root cause of a particular problem, and then they use a best guess recommendation on how they might be able to fix that problem. Now, admittedly, that is better than traditional models where all of us do trial and error or rely on our experience to solve particular problems. But that's not as good as Aruba AI. Because Aruba AI, we're able to provide you with the exact root cause and the exact recommendation on what it takes to resolve that issue. And we can do it with greater than 95% accuracy. So you have the confidence that when we provide you with an AI insight, it's going to fix the problem right, and it's going to fix it the first time and with minimal guesswork and minimal trial and error. Now, obviously, this capability to deploy this level of mature artificial intelligence technology, it's going to be able to allow you to redefine IT outcomes in three primary ways. First of all, it's going to help you to react and resolve issues much faster than you ever could before. In some cases, as much as 90% faster. At the same time, it's going to allow you to predict and preempt issues that your customers might be having before they actually pick up the phone or open a help desk ticket. And that's going to allow you to create greater customer service for your customers. In some cases, the ability to create additional capacity of up to 25% is a result of this capability. And that's you're allowed to do that, or you're capable of doing that without any additional hardware that your customer needs to purchase. So again, tremendous value. Now, the third IT outcome is really an outcome that, let's be honest, very few of us ever have time to do. And that's about optimizing the network to deliver greater service, greater capacity, greater performance. Whoever has time to do that? Well, with Aruba AI Ops, we are doing that for you. We're looking at our TAC cases. We're looking at customer experiences. We're analyzing that. We're running it through our AI engine, and we're delivering optimizations that you never have time to do. And because we're able to do that, you have the ability to deliver those services to your customers without a lot of effort. Again, driving up greater service to your customer without a whole lot of effort, which increases your margin. So that's the power of AI Ops and how it can help you to redefine IT outcomes. But there's another area of Aruba ESP that delivers tremendous value, and that's all about unified infrastructure. So Aruba ESP, as I mentioned, is a cloud-native, microservices-based web-scale platform that runs in the cloud, and on top of it is Aruba Central, another cloud-native single pane of glass application. These two elements combined together allow you to unify the management of all your customers' infrastructure, wireless, wired, SD-WAN, across all locations, campus, branch, data center, and especially important today, the remote worker. And it consolidates all that onto a single platform and a single pane of glass in a single unified data lake. And the reason I bring up a unified data lake is because now with all that data coming to a common platform, Aruba can correlate this information for you and present this information into Aruba Central in the context you need to get the information you need and resolve issues quickly. If you compare that with traditional methods where members of your team are maybe using multiple tools to be able to get the information they need and then take appropriate action, we're combining it all onto a single platform. Now, in addition to this platform, the Aruba infrastructure is also embracing a cloud-native approach. And what that means is we're able to take the applicable services from our infrastructure, from our access points, our switches, our SD-WAN gateways, and the appropriate services are now moved into the cloud. And what that allows you to offer your customers is greater scalability, greater resiliency, greater feature velocity, because now updates to the platform, to the cloud platform, can happen with greater frequency and allow your customers to experience those new capabilities and allow you to delight them. Now, there is one particular enhancement that this also allows. For your customers who are looking, who have large-scale environments, enterprise-class customers, who have had a desire to move to the cloud, but have typically been faced with scalability limitations, this new platform, Aruba ESP, allows them to move at enterprise scale and manage everything from the cloud, and even do it without the need of a controller should they not require it. So those are tremendous advantages, but there's even more than that. Under unified infrastructure, we're now including our CX switching platform as well as user experience insight, all onto that single pane of glass so that you can simplify your operations and deliver greater service to your users. Now let's talk about zero trust security, because as I said, the proliferation of all these IoT devices is creating tremendous challenges for you and for your customers. Because historically, most implementations of an IoT device tend to create, at the customer site, they tend to create separate VLANs to make sure that IoT device's traffic is segmented appropriately so that it only gets to the resources that it needs to. Now, this becomes a completely untenable situation as more and more IoT devices start to proliferate in your customers' environments. With Aruba ESP and our zero trust security capabilities, we're combining technologies such as ClearPass Device Insight, dynamic segmentation, and ClearPass Policy Manager to simplify that entire operation to the level where you literally could go without any VLANs, but yet still get the same or higher level of security. And we automate the whole process. ClearPass Device Insight automatically identifies the IoT device, fingerprints it. If it doesn't have a fingerprint for it already, it uses artificial intelligence and crowdsourcing to be able to determine what is that device, what are the details of that device. And then it integrates with ClearPass Policy Manager to automatically put that device in the right profile and then make sure that that traffic is segmented appropriately to protect your customer's environment. And it does it all with automation. The advantage to your business is that through this automation, your customers' environments are more secure, but the process is more simplified, which increases margin for you. So those are the three technology attributes of Aruba ESP. But now let's talk about how Aruba ESP, the platform, can also work with Aruba Partner Program as another platform to drive greater business success. First, let's talk about the technology platform. Now, as I mentioned, Aruba ESP is a cloud-native platform, completely scalable, resilient, and on top of it is Aruba Central. Now, with Aruba ESP, because it's purpose-built for the intelligent edge, but allows your customers to take advantage of the technology to operationalize and drive more efficiencies in their current day challenges as well as new business opportunities, Aruba ESP is a great platform to have a strategic conversation with your customers. With Aruba ESP, we're talking about a platform that's going to support their businesses for years to come. And because you can come in and have a strategic conversation with your customers about how this platform will help them drive their business going forward, you become a trusted advisor with those customers. In addition to that, it creates opportunities to connect to the entire portfolio that Aruba brings to bear. And so in those cases, you have the opportunity to maybe initiate bigger projects. Whereas before, maybe you're having a conversation about cloud managed Wi-Fi, and so you're selling Aruba access points and Aruba Central. Instead, with Aruba ESP, you can now have a conversation where you can manage their entire infrastructure: wired, wireless, SD-WAN, campus, branch, data center, even remote worker using our remote APs. And all of it is managed and run on the platform. So you can have the strategic conversation one time and then continue to build on it over time. And speaking of building on it, you can also add additional services. Now, you're probably, if you've been a Aruba customer, you're familiar with our guest Wi-Fi, our presence analytics, our connectivity health services. These are fantastic services that you can provide to your customers, add greater value, allow you to increase the average deal size, but at almost zero cost to you and your staff. These are tremendous advantages that you can take advantage of because they all plug in to the Aruba ESP platform and Aruba Central. But it goes beyond that, because now imagine a situation where you deploy Aruba infrastructure, you've provided their wired, wireless, and SD-WAN capabilities, you've added your services. What can you do next? Well, now you can come back and talk to them about security. With ClearPass Device Insight, it runs on the Aruba ESP platform. And as I mentioned, it simplifies the process of securing the environment, but also adds an extra layer of security. But in addition to that, we provide user experience insight, and now those status bubbles that you're seeing on the right of your screen, those are now integrated into Aruba Central. So now if you have customers, you can look at every one of your customer sites, and you can see the Aruba UX user experience insight status bubbles showing up at each one of those sites. And if one turns red, you simply click on that bubble and you'll be taken to the UXI admin console where you can drill down and get a better understanding of what's going on with their network, but do it faster than you ever could before. So this whole package allows you to stitch together the entire portfolio, but have one strategic conversation that allows you to keep coming back and identifying new opportunities for business. At the same time, helping your customers to reach their goals. But let's say you have a customer who has unique challenges, challenges that require technology beyond the portfolio of Aruba. And we've got a great technology-based ecosystem. We've got partners across security, Meridian for location-based technologies, as well as edge technology. And specifically the Meridian-based technologies, that's going to be a major pain point for your customers, as the world emerges out of this global pandemic and we start looking at better ways to operationalize the challenges of social distancing in the workplace. And you can offer this service to your customers. The last thing I wanted to wrap up on the technology platform is that because this is a modern web scale environment, a modern web scale platform, it's completely open, it's API centric. And the advantage that that has to you is that if you have the need to drive greater efficiencies in your business, we have a platform that you can integrate with. If you have operational support systems, business support systems, we have an API for every single function that you can use in Aruba Central. There's an API for that. And so this allows you to be able to deliver your services more efficiently for your customers. Now, in order to do this, if you have a team of engineers that are looking to do this integration, they need sources of information. And this is a new announcement for us where we are rolling out a developer hub, where your engineers have one place to go. They can get the information they're looking for, find it quickly, and get on with their project. So now let's talk about the platform for business and how you can use it to grow your business working with Aruba. Now, the first element I wanted to bring up is that at the end of the day, you control your account. You own the relationship with your customer. Aruba, our job is to make you successful. So if you have a situation where you need to help a customer out by maybe moving some equipment or some licenses from that customer to another customer, we're good with that. If that's required for you to maintain customer satisfaction and maintain your business success, we fully support you with that. We are here to help you be successful. In terms of partnerships, we offer lots of different options on what type of partner you want to be. Now, if you have the capacity and the skills and the infrastructure to deliver your own NOC and you have a team of engineers and you want to provide additional services, you can go as a partner branded partner. In this case, you're putting your own logo, your own brand out there, and you're managing your customers. We are simply here to provide you the technology, the solutions, the business expertise, and best practices and so forth to make sure you're successful. But let's say you're working with a customer who has requirements beyond your capacity, beyond your capability in your current situation. Let's say you don't have a NOC, but yet you want to be able to acquire new customers and provide services to those customers. You could go with an Aruba branded partner program. And in that case, we will provide GreenLake for Aruba, which allows you to resell that solution. We'll provide the NOC, we'll provide the management, the services, even allow you to deliver intelligent operations, additional value-added services that help your customers to achieve better business outcomes. Again, we will stand behind all of that with Aruba technology, Aruba solutions, and Aruba best practices. But now we have to talk about the financial side of things, because whether you're in business continuity phase right now and you're really just trying to extract all the activity and capabilities you can out of your current infrastructure, Aruba has multiple flexible financial options. Partnering with HPE Financial Services, we're allowing you to acquire equipment in a number of different ways, to be able to perhaps acquire equipment on a subscription based, or maybe finance that equipment, or even in some cases defer payments, or even move equipment from one project to another. Tremendous amount of flexibility that allows you to meet the needs of your customers and the challenges they're facing while still supporting that customer. So put it all together, we've got lots of options for you to make sure that you are successful. And that's probably why we've been recognized for years as a leader in wired and wireless networking. Gartner has recognized us for the 14th year straight as the leader in MQ, and we are leading in 5 of the 6 critical capabilities categories. But also, just in the last year, now Forrester and IDC have recognized Aruba as a leader in this space. So what does this mean to you? Well, it really means tailwinds for you, because you no longer need to go to your customer and sell them on a company they've never heard of, on a technology they've never heard of, because Aruba has a strong brand and that brand is backed up with validation from the analyst community. All that lowers those barriers to adoption, which shortens your sales cycle. Okay, to kind of wrap up all the benefits that this platform provides, Aruba is here to make you successful. We have a tremendous collection of support and resources, ranging from collateral that you can use to drive your own demand gen, MDF programs that you can use to help fund that demand gen, technical resources for your technical staff, even a partner marketing concierge. The goal here is by making you successful, we are successful. And that is at the heart of the Aruba Partner Program. And when you combine it with Aruba ESP, the technology, your customers will be able to harness the power of that data, convert it into amazing outcomes, experiences, as well as efficiencies, and we all can drive greater success. Before I wrap things up, I want to encourage you to join the Airheads community. If you have technical members of your staff, have them look at the Airheads community. We are over 100,000 members strong, and it's continuing to grow. It's a tremendous resource, not only for information, but also a community where you can share learnings and share knowledge and build bonds with other people who are also trying to manage Aruba networks. So please, join the community. Last request I have of you is take the survey. I appreciate you taking the time today to listen to what I have to say, and hopefully it helped you to grow your business. So please reflect that information in the survey. Go to the platform, fill out the survey. I certainly appreciate it, and Aruba appreciates that. So with that, I would like to wrap things up today. I really thank you for joining me, for listening to what I have to say. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you have a great day. And with that, thank you very much.